First mow using the Yard Force mower. If you are here from the review video on this and you're not a regular subscriber to the channel, welcome back. I'm going to be doing this first. See, the way I make videos is it's basically, it tells a life story. As events happen, then, you know, that's how the videos kind of go. So you want to subscribe to get the whole story on everything. Before I mow, I like to weed whack. Had some trouble starting this year. The Badger weed whacker. It's got old fuel in it and everything. So I'm not going to bore you with actually having you watch this part of it, but we want to see if it's going to start. Okay, there's 10, 6 or 7 pulls usually. Not this year. Give it one more jolt. Maybe it doesn't like old fuel. I don't know. I'm going to go and do this now, and we'll come back later and start up the mower and see how it does. Okay, time for the very first mow of the Yard Force mower in this horribly tall grass. It's not too bad, but it's also not too good. Never used it before, but we're going to give it a go now. Once I get it started, I'll set the camera up. You can watch me mow. I'll speed the footage up, and I'll put some stupid copyright-free music in. You know, all that stuff. And then at the end, I'll tell you about my experience. First things first, we gotta tie up this control because I don't want the mower stopping on me while I'm mowing in case I let go, because then I gotta pull the rope again. That's just dumb. And like I said in the review video, they made this for the big fat dumb American consumer. Pull the rope and it starts. Before that, I'm gonna just roll the engine over a couple times, just something I've been doing. We'll give her a go. once again there is silence. All right, I learned something right off the bat. I started with the deck too low, and it's still too low because it kept bogging down. Of course, the grass was really tall, but I think we're going to crank it one more right there. If I would have done that, I think it would have been even better. Off camera, I did around the pool, back over here, around back of that, and had some really tall grass up by the fence there. Did manage to stall it once, but of course it restarted right away on the first pull. Yeah, all around not too bad. Let me go sit down, take a load off, and I'll tell you what I thought about it. Well, that was certainly an experience. Pardon, of course, the way I look. I just mowed the lawn. Might have guessed that. My nose is running because of all this stuff, you know. So we just got to deal with that. It was a lot easier than my old mower. My old mower, as I had stated in the original review video on this, I've had for 12 years, and I don't know how old it is. I'd say probably a good 20. I don't know. This thing is an absolute piece of tinfoil compared to the old mower. That doesn't necessarily make it better or worse. It makes it lighter, is what it makes it. One other thing I found, I looked up the specs. They really try to hide that information from you on this mower. The engine on it is 152, 153 cc, something like that, not sure. And they give you the torque rating, but they don't tell you the horsepower. And that's because they want to hide that from you. This engine is 4 horsepower. The old one is 6 horsepower. How much that old mower actually puts out at the crank? Probably 4. But this tended to bog down a little bit more because it is a smaller engine. That kind of makes sense because it doesn't have the same power as the old one. Does it make it a bad mower? No. If you keep up with the lawn, then it's not a problem at all. And as a matter of fact, being that it's lighter, I might keep up with it a little bit better than I used to with the old one because I kind of didn't like that mower. It was very easy to maneuver because of the lightweight. I like the big back wheels on it. That's kind of nice. I think it helps with the maneuverability as well. Center of gravity when you tilt it, stuff like that. The mower did a good job for what I had to work with because the lawn was so tall to start with. I'm not looking for perfection. Because I can't achieve that in the first mow. It's not going to happen. There's little pockets you miss, there's little things here and there, stuff like that. So I'm not looking for perfection, certainly on the first mow, and I also can't because the pool isn't open yet, so I can't get right up along the edge. I got to watch myself because of the water bags and the cover and straps hanging out and stuff like that, that I don't run over that with the mower, so it's not a perfect job. But that's quite all right, like I said, for the first mow. After you get the second, and definitely by the third one in, it's looking pretty good. The self-propelled feature on it, they say that it takes off like a race car. Well, yeah, it kind of does, but that's a good thing in my opinion. First and foremost, I would imagine that most people originally try the mower out on concrete or asphalt or whatever the driveway is, because you probably keep it in your garage. Okay, this is just what seems to make sense. And on smooth pavement, yeah, that takes off like a Corvette. It really does. The first time I hit that, I'm like, whoa, okay, we're moving. But on grass, not so much. Did I do a one-wheel peel? No, it actually did a two-wheel peel once or twice. So yeah, it does go fast, but that also is kind of good because that makes lawn mowing go faster, and that way you can get back to stuff that you'd rather do than mow the lawn. So all around, not too bad. Let's go back to the mower. We'll talk a little bit more and then we'll close this out. The controls are fairly easy to understand. This has got to be held to make it run. This is like government regulation bullshit where it has to be, you know, held to the handle. That's why I have this thing, because I don't put up with that shit. I was a kid at 10 years old mowing the lawn with my dad's 1983 Craftsman mower. It didn't have any of this shit. It didn't have self-propel. It didn't have this stupid dead man's bar, any of that shit. I was welcome to stick my hand right under the deck and chop it off if I wanted to. It was up to the user to be careful. Bottom line is, any power tool you use, any tool you use, even just a regular handsaw, your finger's in the way, it's going to cut it. It doesn't care. So you have to exercise due caution. So I don't need a fucking nanny system in my way. But like I said, there's nothing I can do about that except to simply circumvent it with this because it's regulation now. The self-propel is a little... You gotta really reach with your thumb to grab it. It's just if it were an inch closer, it would definitely make it a little bit easier, but certainly not bad and definitely workable. I kind of like the way the handle is fakakta shaped like this because it gives you almost a steering wheel kind of thing where you can get in there like that. I kind of like that instead of holding it up here. And you can still do it with the stupid bar like that if you want, but I think the inside of your fingers is going to get really tired. It's a lot more comfortable going like this than holding it here, I feel. But again, that's not a problem for me like that. If it were adjustable speed self-propel, that would be nice, I'd say. It would be nice, but it's not entirely necessary. All around, definitely good in my book. It's got these things, you know, I gotta clean it up now, hose it down, all that wonderful stuff. It certainly did the job. It did the job certainly adequate, if not even good. It looks sharp. I'll definitely give it that. So it's nice looking. For how long, of course, is another story, but certainly not bad all around. Personally, I would have preferred maybe a little bit larger engine, but it is certainly adequate for the job that it is meant to do. It does say the engine is made in the USA. Yep, it is. They also say that the entire mower is made in the USA. So for all those people out there, buy American! All that patriotic bullshit. Let's see how this thing holds up in 5 years. I'm saying that because it feels flimsy compared to my old one, but then again, driving a, 67 Buick Riviera is a totally different experience from driving a 2007 Toyota Camry. Very different experience. The Buick is a lot heavier, and it rides a lot differently than the Camry does. Is it a car that I want to take around every day, forgetting the fact that it's a classic and that kind of thing? No, certainly not. It's tough to get in and out of spots because of how big it is, because today's parking lots are designed for smaller cars, yet we have SUVs, so that kind of defeats the purpose of that. They're just trying to cram more people in the parking lot, is what it's a bigger car to maneuver, certainly. So it's, it's kind of point and then roll the wheel where you kind of want it to go, and it floats like a ship like that. This is more like the Camry. It goes where you tell it to go, when you tell it to go, and that kind of thing. So it's the newer versus the older shit is basically what it comes down to on that. It certainly ran good. It's got a little, like, like a tick to it. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it. Maybe that's just how it runs. I guess we could start it up one more time. We'll leave it, I guess we'll leave it on the mower. I'll just run it for a minute. I'll just hold the handle and see if you can hear like almost a rattly tick, 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 tick kind of thing. Is that normal? I don't know. Maybe that's just how it runs. I'm not familiar with this particular engine. It's kind of new, so I like the old stuff. But it's new, so that's what it is. It runs fine otherwise. Just sounds a little weird to me. Hopefully that doesn't get worse, or perhaps it's just plainly normal. But anyway, it was a good performer for the job at hand. Especially now that I've raised the height of the deck, it should have no problem mowing, and it's definitely nowhere near as a chore as it used to be with the old mower. Just getting it started was half the day, and then mowing the lawn was certainly no picnic either. This is one fucking pull and it's running. I mean, that's kind of what you expect for brand new. You know, you wouldn't expect it not to start, kind of thing. So it's nice in that regard. So that'll certainly cut down on trouble there, but being that it does maneuver pretty well, I definitely do like it. Anyway, that's going to wrap this up. I think I babbled on well long enough. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.